applicable laws. What is OPR? No, actually it is operational something. I don't remember the exact definition for this. And integrated system testing means this is the confirm operation, interaction, and coordination of multiple individual systems to perform their intended function. So where does commission fit? Design installation standards? No, it is not related to design installations. Is it inspection, testing, and maintenance? No, because this is once the project is finished, we have to do the commissioning. Inspection, testing, and maintenance will come after once it is commissioned. So building code, it is not regarding to any design or building code. It will not formulate any of the standard. Fire prevention code, no. So commissioning is a different standard. We have to integrate all the systems together. So NFPA 3. NFPA 3 having FP and LS commissioning system. So what is FP and LS commissioning systems? Yes. What is this FP and LS? Fire protection and life safety systems. Okay. Fire commissioning agent. So this team will have a fire commissioning agent, commissioning authority, integrated testing agent, owner, installation contractor, manufacturer representative, registered design professional, construction manager, contractor, insurance representative, owner's technical support personality, facility manager, third-party test entity, and authority having jurisdiction. That is QCDD. So these many people are in the team of FP and LS commissioning team. So these are all the three major team comes under this fire commission FP and LS team, that is fire commissioning agent, commissioning authority, and integrated testing agent. Sorry. So what is fire commissioning agent? A person or entity in this you can expect a definition. This is the definition by NFPA. Okay. A person or entity identified by the owner who leads, plans, schedules, documents, and coordinates the fire protection and life safety commissioning team who implements the fire protection and life safety commissioning process. So this is the definition for fire commissioning agent. They will understand advanced understanding of the installation, operation, and maintenance of all fire protection systems and life safety systems to be installed with particular emphasis on integrated testing. So definitions for integrated testing agent: a person or who plans, schedules, documents, and coordinates and implements the integrated testing of fire protection and life safety systems and their associated subsystems. So what is design? Basis of design, commissioning plan, construction documents, and sequence of operation. So this is how the operations work. The owner give the project requirements. Based on the project requirements, they will prepare a design. And based on the design, the design team will design and give the proper design. Once the design is finished, they will go to the commissioning plan. So commissioning plan will have the specification contracts, and the commissioning agent, fire commissioning agent, and fire protection life safety team will work together for the commissioning plan. So once it's done, they will provide the specification contracts. So it will show that whether this owner's project requirements is met or not. Okay. Fire alarm system commissioning. So what are all the checklists we will check for testing the fire alarm systems? Check all the panels, detectors, and indicators are installed in their proper location. Ensure work access is permitted at all fire equipment installation location and site. Ensure temporary main supply for the programming computers is made available at each control panel location. So these are all some checklists. Ensure that battery backup is not there. So it is just a checklist. So fire alarm system commissioning activities. What are all the activities we will do on commissioning? Testing procedures. We will check the continuity. the loop in and loop out checking will be there. Rectify by checking the device continuity for short circuit if the required continuity is not achieved. Terminate to the loop in and loop out points of the fire alarm control panel. So what is this loop in and loop out? So if you are connecting the fire alarm systems, we will check on 2 points, okay, and we will check the continuity whether the this voltage is ampere passing is exactly reaching the same or not, or if there is any leakage or any short circuit is there. So we will check on 2 different points. Detector and supervisory device. So testing will be proceed 1 loop at a time. All initiating device included manual pull station will be individually operated and the indications at the fire panel. PC monitor and check to ensure that the information is correct. The supervisory devices will operate individually and checks made to ensure that the displayed information at the panel, PC monitor and printer is correct. Output device to operate external equipment also to be checked. So what we will do is we will check with the manual pull station and we will check whether supervisory control instance it will control panel. We will check all the signals are coming in and all the functions are working properly. So third is operation of initiating devices. So once the output is being given from the control panel, we will check the smoke detectors and heat detectors are detecting the signals. So check that green indicator LED is pulsating, activate the peripheral devices randomly using a chemical smoke aerosol. And after activation, check the red indicator is ready. If the correct message is displayed on the panel, then we can say that smoke and heat detectors are working or not. So double action addressable pull station. So this will be activated randomly. Check if the correct message is displayed on the panel or not. Double action addressable pull instance, it needs 2 signals to get it activated. So operation of audible notification devices. This test has 2 distinct processes to prove the correct message is being. So these are all some informations that will some sort of checklist to do the inspection in these devices, and we have to make sure that the intended specification is met or not. Audible visual notification signals operation sequence. So first we will initiate the alarm signals by operating break glass unit. An excavated signal will be activated on the alarmed floor of incidents and the floor above and below. So reset the break glass unit and reset the fire alarm panel by pressing reset button. This test can be combined with the device testing. Leave the fire alarm, activate for the first device test, check the audible signals and then silence the alarm for the remainder of the device testing. So first we will initiate the fire alarm and we will check all these functions are working properly or not. So that means if I initiate the fire alarm in this floor, then the exit board, it should show that the exit is on this way on the top and bottom of the floor. So it will guide you through the exit pathway. And from the staircase, that is staircase pressurization, right? So it should be activated. So all these systems should be integrated and work properly. Fireman telephones testing sequence. Plug the telephone jack with the fireman telephone for communication. Check if the correct message is displayed on the panel. Check for the audible level is sufficient. So we are checking for the devices. Power failure test. The electrical power source for the fire alarm will be turned off and panel test will be performed during battery powered stage. Fire alarm control panel commissioning. Visually check the LCD display and LED status, microphones, wiring, batteries in the control panel. So it's like a checklist. Okay. So you have to check the trouble state display, panel buzzer function is not, battery are working or not, and inspect the fire phone display and check the communication, multiple calls and response with off hook. So, sorry. Audible operations to be checked as audio in the alarm condition, pre-record messages and check if the fire phone is pegging and manual pegging. So this is how the integrated testing will works. So if there is a fire alarm in the basement, I mean fire accident in the basement of floor, so this is the old scenario. If the fire happens, it will immediately taken to the other buildings. So if we install the integrated testing and commissioning team, what happens is it will detect the smoke and two detectors. It's giving the symbol. Fire alarm works and the sprinkler gets activated. So this fire will not be spread to the other floors. So this is the real example of integrated fire testing and commissioning. All the systems are working properly, but still the evacuation failed because it's not giving you the proper direction where to escape.
Means for system working.
Yes. Yes. So this is how it works. Okay. It's not a big topic, but you can expect some questions from HVAC and fire alarm as well. Not many questions, but basic questions from this. Yeah, only about the commissioning. But they will ask you how much is the minimum time duration for this fire alarm systems, or what will be the pressure for the stair wall pressurization systems. The pull door pulling kilonewton, kilopascal or something. So those questions you can expect from this.
This will be there,
Yeah, it is that. Even if
QCD general also is something I said. You told me to for final.
Yes. Here you can see in the reference. You can expect the question from any of this. National Electric Code or Life Safety Code. Okay.
It's completely related to commissioning.
Yeah, completely related to commissioning.
Not firefighting, but an overall.
Yes, overall commissioning. It is common for fire protection, electrical, and ACM. Okay, so we can move to NFPA.
4 more.
Pardon? No, 4. I will make some changes. I will add something. Yeah, for next class. 422 will be the next class. 422 and 5000 will be the next class. Yes, Saturday. Yes. Okay. So life safety code. The main purpose of this code is for the protection of human being. It will not care whether this building is burned off or any happenings for this electrical systems. It will not say anything regarding this. The main motto or intent of this system is life safety, the safety of human being. In sense, it will not only cover the fire, it will cover the ventilation, the smoking, all this detail for the well-being of human beings. Whatever comes for the well-being of human beings, the standard will cover. So NFPA code addresses the wide range of topics, including the means of egress, fire protection systems, hazardous materials, emergency lighting, occupant load calculation, and much more. Lighting, also you can expect one question from this. What is the illumination rate, or how much lux level? It will, you can expect one. Emergency light, it is, I think, they are mentioned in candle foot. Yeah. In candle foot, they are mentioned in candle foot, not in lux. So how much candle foot after 1 hour standby systems? Those details it will be given. So purpose of life safety code. This will cover wide range of topics, not only for the fire protection, but also for the wildfires or emergency happens in near the buildings. It will cover all the related incidents to the lives that threatens the lives. So it will give you details of good means of egress, will provide a measure of safety when workers respond to the other hazards as well, explosions, earthquakes, smoke, toxic vapors, storms, and all these stuff. So the purpose of life safety code is to provide minimum requirements with due regards to function, design, and operation of maintenance building code structure for the safety to life from the fire. So this is the pattern. They will not ask anything regarding this. Life safety code. Life safety code is it will give the main topics we need to cover in this is egress. So means of egress. What? Yes, exit have different norms. What is exit discharge? What is exit? Egress means, yes, means of egress means a safe path for moving out. It will not be a staircase, or all this comes under the egress. So current accepted rules concerning smoke barriers, special hazard protection, and interior finishes, the most sophisticated performance-based option for code compliance. The industry accepted rules for occupancies from 1 hand and 2 dwellings. And this question? 1 and 2 dwelling to hotel, schools, business, and general industry. Egress, there are many questions from the egress. Yes. NFPA 101, the main questions will come from egress, illumination, and the height, the barrier, those details.
Egress, NFPA 13 also.
No, egress not only in 101, even you can expect from 5000, 101, and I think 13 is there. Then no, 24 or 25 is also means of egress will be there. It will be repeated.
On the same concept.
Yeah, almost the same concept. But depends on the hazard level and depends on the building occupancy, it varies. The rating, the fire rating levels and all these things may vary. So there are two main objectives or goals of life safety compliances. There are two different types. One is perspective based and one is performance based. So perspective based means we are studying NFPA QCDD guidelines. This is perspective based. Means it will have a set of rules, regulations, irrespective of the country or nation. If NFPA is regulated from US, that is common to all, right? So it will have a set of rules. If you are constructing a building, this much is the occupancy. Then you have to follow this much sprinkler systems or this fire extinguishing systems. So it will have a set of rules. And even for QCDD guidelines, irrespective of whether you are building in Shamal or building in Wakra or building a construction of different types of buildings, it will have a set of rules and regulations based on previous experience, right? But performance-based provisions is if you are skilled engineer and you are designing a building, but you don't want to follow any of the US standards or the previous experience that was followed anywhere in the world. You are telling, this is my design. I am saying that I'm violating this regulation. Means I am making changes. So it is based on purely performance. But we have to prove that whatever we are doing is working more than the requirements. That is performance-based provisions. Perspective-based provisions are specific requirements that must meet to achieve compliance with the code. Here are some perspective provisions as per NFPA 101. Means of egress, fire alarm and detection systems, sprinkler systems, so fire resistance ratings, emergency resistance ratings, occupancy classification, fire extinguishers, means of egress, unlocking and unlocking, specialized provision for healthcare facilities, high-rise buildings, access travel distance, fire features in atriums and large spaces, assembly occupancies. These are all set of standards or codes. It was written and classified based on the previous history and previous experiences from somewhere in the world. It's not mandatory that it should be on the Qatar or we are working on. So means of egress. Means of egress is including the design, maintenance of exit paths, exit doors, exit signage, and emergency lighting to ensure safe evacuation during fire or other emergencies. So these are all comes under the means of egress. So there was misconception that only staircase is the means of egress. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. All this comes under the means of egress. Okay. Fire alarm and detection system. The code outlines the requirements for the installation, testing, and maintenance of fire alarm systems, which include smoke detectors, manual fire alarm boxes, and notification appliances like horns and stoves. Fire sprinkler systems. 101 provide guidelines for the installation and maintenance of automatic sprinkler systems, which play a crucial role in controlling fires in the building. Most of this code referring to NFPA 13. But if you open the NFPA 101 about the sprinkler system, there is a separate section for the sprinkler system. If you go there, refer to the table, NFPA 13, table number. Okay, most of this code refers to the NFPA 13 for sprinkler systems. Fire resistance rating. So it will give you a set of fire resistance rating, whether this doors must have 1.5 hour fire rating or 1 hour fire rating or 2 hours fire rating. It will have a set of standards. Okay, you don't have to do any design calculation whether we need 1.5 hour or 2 hour is required or not. You don't have to do anything. You just have to follow the standard means of egress. This is the occupancy level. This is the hazard level. Then you have to follow this 1.5 hour or 2 hour. That is a set of standards. Emergency lighting. It mandates the installation and testing of emergency lighting systems to ensure that exit paths are adequately illuminated during the power outages or emergencies. So you have to make sure that the standby power systems or battery power system is working or not. Emergency power lighting system is working or not. Occupancy classification. It will have a set of occupancies: residential, commercial, and healthcare occupancies. If you read down these occupancies, if you already gone through QCDD guidelines, you can see many similarities in this. Because even the QCDD guidelines, they are taking or referring to 101. So if you read this residential, commercial, and healthcare occupancies in QCDD guidelines, you can see many things same. Okay. Fire extinguishers. The code provides the guidance on the selection, placement, and maintenance of portable fire extinguishers to facilitate early fire suppressions. In fire extinguishers, you can see the table refer to NFPA 10. Okay. Means of egress locking and unlocking. Specify the requirements for locks and other mechanisms on egress doors to ensure that occupants can easily exit during emergencies. If you see the push bar in the emergency doors, it has some set of standard values. How much is the width required and what is the pull force required. So it's based on standards. Specialized provisions for healthcare facilities. 101 provides detailed requirements for issues like care areas, fire protection in hospitals, and emergency power systems. High-rise buildings. The code contains specific provisions for high-rise buildings, including requirements for fire-resistive construction, fire department access, and elevators. Exit access travel distance. This is one of the very important questions you can expect from this section. Exit access travel distance. What is the maximum distance travel to the nearest exit? Allowable maximum distance from any point of the room to the nearest exit. So fire protection features in atrium and large spaces provide special requirements for the fire protection in atriums and other including small control systems. Assembly occupancies. These provisions are like theaters, stadiums where people gather together. This is called assembly occupants. So performance-based provisions. This allows for flexible in meeting safety goals by focusing on achieving specific performance objectives rather than adhering to the rigid perspective requirements. Here are some performance-based provisions found in NFPA 101. So equivalent protection. Equivalent protection allows alternative design approaches that provides equivalent protection. If the design provides an equivalent or greater level of safety compared to the perspective requirements, it may be accepted. Means you are designing by your own. You are not following any of the standards, and you are proving that the system is working, meeting the requirements or more than the requirements. So it will be accepted. But you have to state that this is working properly. The time consumption for this process is more because you have to practically prove that. Okay. Fire hazard analysis. The building owners and designers can perform a fire hazard analysis to assess the unique fire risk of a building and develop appropriate fire protection strategies. This analysis takes into account factors like occupancy type, fire load, and occupant characteristics. The standard which we are following may not be identifying the risk level in your building, because your building, the application may be different from that of standards. So you have to verify the hazard level, and based on that hazard level, you can propose for the fire hazard analysis. Once it's done, you can develop a fire protection strategies. Fire protection engineering analysis. This is similar one. Develop customized fire protection solutions. This may include advanced fire modeling, smoke control systems, and other innovative approaches. So alternative approaches to means of egress. NFPA 101 allows for the performance-based evaluations of means of egress. For example, it may permit wider travel distances if certain fire features are in place to compensate. So means if the requirement says you need to have a minimum 10-meter fire distance from the any point of the room. So as per your scenario, you might have additional features like additional fire extinguishing device or additional protection systems. So that area you may go more than 10 meters or 15 meters. Depends on your requirements, your design. Smoke control systems. The code permits performance-based design for the smoke control systems and considering factors such as smoke layer management and effectiveness of smoke exhaust systems. This is one of the important topic you have to cover. Smoke layer management. So smoke layer management, in sense, you have to maintain the distance. What is the height of from the floor to the smoke layer you have to for the safe evacuation of the human. You cannot remove all the smokes together, but instead you can make it as a layer. In sense, you will suck the smoke from different layers that will allow you not to permit the smoke to come down. So there is a height requirements for each type. We will see in our upcoming topics. So fire department access and water supply. Based on the supply factors like response time and building characteristics, you can design by your own. Egress capacity calculations. Instead of strictly adhering to prospective occupants, load factors performance-based allows more sophisticated calculations on egress capacity based on the occupant behavior and the use of buildings. So specialized occupancy requirements. Certain occupancies such as healthcare facilities may have specific performance-based provisions to address unique challenges, including evacuation of persons with limited mobility. In those systems, you can purely it's based on your requirements, whether it is a fire protection objectives, so risk analysis, computer modeling. Each topics you will cover to meet your design requirements, and it's not mandatory that you have to follow the regulations. But the only disadvantage of this system is you have to really practically prove that this system is working or not. Okay, it takes time comparing to perspective-based system. This is the performance-based systems. Okay. So means of egress. The means of egress, which will cover a vast topic. There are two means of egress as a minimum shall be provided in every building or structure sections, and where area, size, occupancy, and arrangement endangered occupants attempting to use a single means of egress that is blocked by fire or smoke. These two means of egress shall be arranged, minimizing the possibility that both might be rendered impassable by the same emergency condition. We must have to have two exit paths or two safe pathway for the evacuation. Unobstructed egress. In every occupied building structure, means of egress from all part of building shall be maintained free and unobstructed. Means you are spending a wide area for this exit pathway. So you can see this area is free, right? You can place something. No, it's not permitted to keep any of the obstructions. To ensure reasonable safety for the occupants having impaired mobility. Awareness of egress systems. Every exit shall be clearly visible, and the symbols must be there, or LED lights with the reflectors must be there. On the way to place the safety is indicated in a clear manner. Lighting, where the artificial illumination is needed in a building or structure, egress facilities shall be included in the lighting design. So stories in height. So we are saying that the low-rise building or medium-rise building or high-rise building. So this classification we are making based on the number of stories, right? So how you will in the meters, yes. So there is here each stories will be calculated. We will have 3-story building, two-story building. So each stories will be taken account on certain conditions. Like a stories in height shall be counted stating with the level of exit discharge and ending with the highest occupancy stories containing occupancy considered. Means only if that floor having the occupancy shall be considered as the stories. If this story you are just keeping some goods, this is not considered as stories. Okay. So only if the occupants are available, human occupancy. Stories below with the level of exit discharge shall not be considered as stories. Means exit discharge is there, and you are keeping two floors of basements. It's not considered as stories. A mezzanine shall not be counted as a story for the purpose of determining allowable stories and height. So this floor is mezzanine, right? This floor shall not be considered as stories. Okay. For the purpose of application of the requirements for occupancies other than assembly, healthcare, detention, correction, and ambulatory healthcare, where a maximum 1-story above grade parking structures, enclosed, open, or a combination, the number of stories shall be permitted to be measured from the floor above, such as parking area. So in those facilities, maximum 1-story grade above parking structure, enclosed or open or a combination, the number of stories shall be permitted to be measured from the floor above the parking area. The parking area is not considered as the stories. Here you can see, this is the finished goods level, and 1, 2, 3, 4, all this having occupancies. It's an assembly occupancy, business occupancy. So in wherever the occupants is there, it is considered as choice. So as we discussed, the parking lots or the area, the floors below the exit discharge. This is exit discharge, and place below this shall not be considered as stories. Even if there is occupants or assemblies there, it will not be considered as stories. Mezzanine shall not be counted to a story. Here you can see the mezzanine floor. This is mezzanine floor. This will not be considered as a stories. It's an it's not a closed, right? Mezzanine is on half opened floors. So it should be completely closed. Only then it will be considered as stories. Yeah, means mezzanine will be half. It's like a partition. It's not a fully closed. Yes. So interstitial spaces used solely for the building purpose directly related to the level above or below considered as a separate stories. So in the first floor, if you have partitioned. In one floor, you have partitioned half, and even the occupancies are in both the floors. Then that will be considered as a interstitial floor. So for the purpose of application or the requirements for the occupancies other than assembly, healthcare, and detention, ambulatory healthcare, where a maximum 1-story below grade of parking structure, enclosed or open combination of stories, shall be permitted to be measured from the floor above such a parking area. So if in case of ambulatory services, because emergency area, you have to bring the vehicles to that floor. So that will not be considered as a parking floor. So that will be considered even it is a parking for ambulatory services or other healthcare facilities, that will be considered as a first floor. Okay, but that is applicable only for detention, correctional, healthcare, and ambulatory healthcare services. It's not applicable for the normal occupancies. Okay. And means of egress. Pardon? Yeah, this question you can expect these questions. Values you can expect. Yeah, distance and height. That is constant. Okay. Exhibit illustrate an arrangement intended to meet the requirements. In exhibit, the thread depth has been increased over the usual minimum 11 inch to a minimum of 13 inch. 11 inch to 13 inch is the standard for the width of each steps in the staircase. The leading edge of each thread has been marked to make its presence and location readily apparent. So this value you can expect one of the questions. Okay, it was being asked.
For the steps.
Yeah, for the steps. Yes. Guards. Guards shall be provided at the open side of means of egress that shall exceed 30 inch above the floor. So here above the floor or the finished ground level. Here you can see the guards it's there, right?
The outside.
32 inches, but it is given as 30 inches above the floor or the finished ground level. It is width, but it is given it should be 30 inch minimum. Guards. Pardon?
Size of floor.
Yeah, no, they are asking for the guards.
But this is with the size of floor.
Guards should be there.
54, 80 inch. 4 inch maximum.
So, guards shall be provided at the open side of the means of egress. 30 inches above the floor of finish. No, actually, this is regarding the door. The guard photo is not being given. Guards is for the rail. So it should be minimum 30 inches, 760 mm above the floor or the finished level, ground level. Swinging doors.
Steps will be there.
So no, each steps floor.
That will be the finishing.
Yes, that will be the finishing level. Swinging door assemblies. Projections of not more than 4 inches into the door opening width on the hinge shall not be considered as reduction in clear width, provided that such projections are for the purpose of accommodating panic hardware or fire exit hardware are located not less than 34 inches and not more than 48 inches above the floor. So here you can see the projections not more than 4 inch to the door opening. If you are opening the door, the swinging shall be maximum of 90 degree, but not more 100 mm into the door opening width on the hinge. So here you can see the hinge. Hinge is there, and the maximum it can expands up to the 4 inches or 100 mm distance, I think. No, that is degree. They are asking. Into the door opening width on the hinge side shall not be considered reductions in clear width, provided that such projections are for the purpose of accommodating located not less than 34 inches and not more than 48 inches. Here you can see the maximum projection into clear opening width shall be permitted. Both the sides will be maximum 34 inches, minimum 34 inches. Located not less than 34 inches and not more than 48 inches above the floor. So above the floor it should be 48 inches and from the top of the floor it should be, that is clear. Consider reduction clear width provided the accommodating the panic hardware of fire exit hardware are located not less than. So it should be minimum of 34 inches and from the floor level it should be minimum of 48 inches. Do you understand what it is?